Hi everyone, Dumelang, Siyabona Gunjani. My name is Thomas, Tommy Gun Westhuizen. I'm your host with the most, inside and outside of the boxing ring. I am the only South African world champion to be undefeated after 4 outings on US soil. To everybody on the world of stage of combat sports, MMA, mixed martial arts, and boxing, pugilism, thank you for tuning in and thank you for viewing my channel. Today I'm very privileged and honored to have my two good friends here with me. In my opinion, EFC legends. The guy who started it all, the first fight at EFC's first event, King Leo Gloss, and then the current EFC heavyweight champion, Elvis, the Bomber Moyo. Guys, obviously, Elvis, I'm so glad to have you here. Leo, so glad to have you here. You're a legend of the sport. You are the person, the athlete that has competed on the most of EFC events up to date. EFC 127 is looking forward to seeing Elvis against Triple H, Moyo against Triple H, Jakaza, if I'm right. You're fighting Jakaza, and this is a very, very hyped up fight. This is a very personal fight for you.
It's going to be smashing. It's going to be smashing. I promise you. It's fireworks, that one.
How do you feel styles differ and styles make fights? Your style
doesn't matter, my champ. You know me. Me and you've trained together in the gym.
Yeah.
I'm old school. It doesn't matter what it does. What matters is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is just get my hands on that boy. I want to smash him. I want to smash him good. What it does is, like, people always think that styles make a fighter. They don't. That's the wrong perception. A fighter becomes a fighter after he's been hit.
Yeah.
So up until I haven't hit you, you believe you can do things. You believe you can be stylish and do the monkey style, the kung fu, what. After I hit you, you start fighting. Eventually you start fighting. So that's where we're gonna go. I'm gonna lay my hands on him and he will start fighting.
Once you connect him, you're gonna see how he reacts.
How he reacts. There's no way he can be thinking of what he's gonna do after I hit him. That's impossible. You can't think of that.
Yeah, well, obviously somebody that have myself being your sparring partner, former sparring partner, and having sparred many rounds of you, knowing that your nickname is not by fluke. Your nickname is earned, being the Bomber. I know you're a heavy hander. You're a heavy hander, and for sure, when you hit him, he's gonna react a certain way. And obviously, knowing all of the experience that you have as a fighter in boxing and in MMA, you'll adjust. I believe you will adjust. You're definitely my favorite pick for the fight. So it's not just because you're my guest,
but also
it's fighting. It's looking at a fighter, analyzing fighting stats, and also analyzing a fighter's personality. There where you mentioned the point of when someone gets hit and how they react, but not only of how they react, but also the intensity, how a fighter gets forged under the flames, which is very important. And who else to be in your corner, and your man right here next to me, Leo Gloss, the guy who opened the dance floor for EFC.
Yeah, obviously, he's my right-hand man gangster here. So I'm with him. So he's in the corner there. Obviously, Van Damme, we've trained together. We wrestled together. So he's definitely going to be there. And Marcius, we boxed together. We were with him at Tip Out, when he was coming up. So
and Van Damme is a big guy.
It's just like we brothers
weight.
like that, and we old school like that. But yeah, definitely. Then there's the guys from Kazuno Gym there. There's a judo gym, wrestling, where I'm doing my wrestling. So the coach, the Temba, is going to be there as well. So I've got 4 guys or so in my corner that I've got, like, we sorted, we got.
We know where we come from. That's the most important. Elvis is old school. I'm old school. You old school.
Yeah.
We know where we come from. So nobody's better than any day. And you know what? We always believe there is somebody better. Elvis is going to do a job there. It's just who's going to do the job better than the other. And I believe Elvis is. the way he eats hand pads, I'm just there to swear them. That's it.
So, Leo, you've got so much experience with the EFC, being not only a trainer at the moment and the guy that's, if not, I could be mistaken, but if not the main guy in Elvis's corner at the moment. I know that Elvis also works with Matias Diaz. And that's a long relationship, you know. I've got so much love and respect for Matias Diaz. We've worked together with him
we've
at that
started
time.
long way, we started
But
long way with them.
you being the guy with having so much experience in the EFC, in the mixed martial arts, you know, you opened the dance floor. You literally opened the dance floor for an entire organization. And now you're sitting right next to, in my opinion, you are the flag carrier of the EFC. You know, this is my personal opinion. I think the light that you are shining on the industry again and lifting it up. EFC is a well-established mixed martial art organization in Africa, very well established. But there was a couple of years that it faded. Could you explain to me why you think, especially Leo, having so much experience, opened up the dance floor, fought on over 30 EFC events? Like, we can't call you a journeyman because a
No, he's a
journeyman.
legend. He's a legend in the field.
Yeah,
He's a legend.
that's it. That's the word.
So,
A
Tommy,
legend. You're a legend.
to
Please
answer-
explain to us.
To answer that is, I don't think I'm the main oak in Elvis's corner. You know what? Elvis and I, we the same. Matias, we the same. With Van Dam, to have him in our corner, you know what? It's an honor for me to have those guys because I don't think above of them. I don't think I'm above. I'm the same. Okay. Fading of the fighting of the EFC is, I think the fighters got paid too easy, too quick. It's the same as I spoke to Uncle Ray Mort, you know, Ray Mort, the rugby player. He said, you know what, if you pay the guys as performance, then you see you'll get more performance out of them. And I think that is the main thing. If you don't perform, these guys get paid too quick. And then if you don't get performance paid, you're not going to perform. And it's sad to say everything is about money now these days. It's very sad because we do it. You know, Elvis, let me tell you, I get him a sponsor. What he gets, he takes. It's not like other guys. They want this and they want that. Elvis takes what he gets.
It's never been about money, man.
That's it. Never about that's what
somebody
humbles
pops
him
in
so much.
and helps out and say, you know what, champ, I can afford say $3,000. I'm not gonna say to him, $3,000 is not gonna do me anything. I promise you, that $3,000, if I'm in camp, like I'm in camp now, it make a world of a difference.
Yes,
100%.
Anything and everything
100%.
matters.
Yeah.
So we appreciate everyone. We give back and shout out to all the guys that assist us in terms of sponsorship and what. Because at the end of the day, we in Africa, it's never been about money. We don't have those numbers that are being run in America and stuff like that they're running 1 million in. Do you know that actually I've got a couple of people that have come around me and believe that I earn R1 million for a fight.
They see the gold belt.
They see the gold belt, they see the advertisement, and say, no, come on, man, this is Africa. Where will we get that money? There is things called pay-per-view in the West. There, the sponsorships is different and everything. They start at a level we are not. We do it for the love. That is where I think the downfall now, because when COVID came, the fighters started training shortcuts. That is training to look good. Now, you train to look good. You get into a fight, you've got an 8-pack, but you can't give me 5 minutes. That tells me something's wrong in your training camp.
Yeah.
You're training to look good. You're going there, you're training like a client, like doing the things that make you look good. You get into the fight, you can't do 5 minutes. To me, that's that's the most disappointing thing any fighter can ever do.
Yeah.
That's failing to make weight and getting tired. You sign a contract to fight 15 minutes. I have to see you getting tired after 10 minutes just because you've been hit a lot. Obviously, that will tire you. But don't get tired in the first 5 minutes. Who does that?
Looking like a proper stallion of a horse, but at the end of the day, lacking on the fighting
Absolutely
side.
nothing.
The first,
Completely
first discipline
neglecting
of boxing.
So
the
now
fighting side.
they were not giving back to the EFC. And remember, during COVID, EFC was coming from hosting in filling up Carnival City, filling up Times Square, filling up Sun City. You used to fill up Sun City.
Yeah.
Do you understand that
Yes.
it was so big that people will drive to Sun City? So
Yeah, I remember in the beginning, because when Leo fought, at that time I didn't know much of the UFC
Northgate, they will fill up
and MMA
Northgate.
and what. But
The
when the
dome,
sport
yeah.
came,
you don't, yeah.
I went to watch Leo twice to watch the UFC twice, and in
understand
the
it, yeah.
beginning, it was sold out. It was amazing.
The
you know?
dome was
The-
one of the dome in Northgate here. It was one of the
Yeah,
places that was always full. Like on a Thursday when there was EFC, or it was like amazing, man.
Yeah, it was every Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so amazing. But it's just because the fighters there, if you call the names of the people that fought there, it was not about the look. It was not about how they. It was about the performance. You put
Yeah.
Adam Speechley there, you'll watch the amazing wrestling, and you think, how does this person think of doing that? And gripping another man and twisting and turning like that. And you watch him turn like a snake, and like it was so beautiful to watch. And then now we've got these fighters that are.
I remember also at the dome, Costa Ianu.
Costa, yeah, that's it.
Costa Ianu, the Greek Spartan. That time he was undefeated. He was a champion, but the crowd, that roar, that
Yeah, they loved him, eh?
they
The
loved
Greeks.
him. They loved the Greeks loved this guy. They loved the guy, and what beautiful hype. Alvis, there's also something that I want to ask you. You hail from Zimbabwe, Bulawayo. Sports there, contact sports, especially you being a cross-pollinator, a perfect example. In my opinion, you're a perfect example of a successful cross-pollinator, athlete that moved between sports and not only defeated champions, but you became a champion as well. When I look at your boxing background, you beat 2 South African heavyweight champions. You're the Zimbabwean, in my opinion, that holds the highest accolades, beating 2 South African heavyweight champions in the boxing ring. You moved over after a while. You just moved over to the EFC. You've been there before, but you moved over, came back, and you took the title against Anthony Morrell. Run us through the Anthony Morrell fight before you explain to us what's going on in Zimbabwe and how you think the sport can improve in Zimbabwe.
Okay, so the Morel fight is EFC has been trying to get me to fight, I think, since 2022. But now, like the competition, man, it's not really for me. Like, I mean, I wouldn't want to come and fight somebody I know in his world thinks I'm a scary person. It's a waste of my time to go that. You see, with me, I fight with people that are trying to win against me. And I leave those fights, if you look at Andrew's fight, I leave that fight with zero regrets, because that fight is still being spoken about everywhere because of what we brought into the fight. Those were the fights that made EFC what it was.
100%.
You see, so when when eventually Morel came up, there were talks about obviously PFL coming to Africa, and we need to have African. That's why they're matching now, Africa versus Europe. Africa more like they wanna get African fighters back to the top, and what is the better way is to match them against the guys. So Morel was running through the guys here, and to me, like I looked at him, they spoke of him, and I said, this one is gonna be a good customer. It's like worth my time.
Yeah.
I can like literally say, you know what, let me put in. So I put in. I think I was 154 kgs, and I had to go to 120 kgs. I made 118, but
Yeah.
I wanted to go to 120 kgs. So that was my first inspiration. I've got the guy I think is a good customer, and then I've got the weight issues I've got to deal with.
Yeah.
So that was what inspired me through that fight. What made it easy was fortunately him opening his mouth and saying, fighting me is going to be easy. I was like,
And that
you are
just
not ready.
motivates.
No,
It
no.
motivates you.
I realized he wasn't ready. Like,
Okay,
I
yeah.
knew when he quit, I wasn't surprised. I was still thinking we were fighting, but when he quit, it made sense for me. Because the moment you open your mouth,
You were still fresh, eh?
and yeah, but
You were so
the moment you open your mouth and say fighting me is gonna
Calm
be
and
easy,
composed.
I'm like, well, what videos were you watching? I wouldn't say fighting me
I
is
think
easy.
you thought he came a walkover. That's what I thought.
I've fought Tommy, I've fought everyone. And everyone who's fought me, whether they win or lose, they always leave injured. I mean, expecting
Yeah.
injuring people and damaging them. And then you open your mouth and say, fighting me is going to be easy. How is that even possible?
Yeah. No.
You see?
Elvis, you are the most feared fighter in the heavyweight division on the African continent. Afrikaans. See, yeah, my Afrikaans always comes through, but on the African continent, you are the most feared heavyweight in the boxing ring amongst South African heavyweights. They don't want to get in the ring with you.
Yeah. But there's always excuses for that. Nah, you can be. The politics, no offense intended, was they banned me, BSA, and said I can't box and do MMA. I said, okay, by all means, because MMA, EFC as a promoter, it told me, champ, you want to fight, we give it to you. I said yes to Morel, they gave it to me. You saw now against
Yes.
Chikasa say Elvis get what he wants. I asked for a fight, I get it. So that's a perfect promoter. That's a promoter any fighter wants. You ask for a fight, they get you a fight. So I said, okay, but boxing is not doing me much justice. I won my title 2013 against Osborne. I never got to defend it. I moved to MMA just because I couldn't get boxing fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I moved
Yeah,
all the way.
I also
So they
know
banned me, and then eventually, Fifth Element managed to get me back on the saddle. That's Siani, and I fight Ruben Fisa. But fighting Ruben Fisa, I said no. You have to tell us you're not doing MMA. I said no. I had an injury. I'd been fighting with an injured, broken hand for 3 or 4 years. I said now I couldn't handle the MMA clubs. They were small. So I said no, I'm gonna box now. And then I got Ruben Fisa. When I got Fisa, obviously being Zimbabwean, it was easier for me to use the Zimbabwean license because I think I was 30, just around 35. But I was above what the BSA or the rules for registering fighters. I said, but the fighters are fighting in the world. 42, they're performing better than these youngsters. 47, we've got people fighting at 47.
Yeah.
They're better than old school, always beats new school.
Yeah.
Because old school works hard.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I'm sitting in my house and then I see, Boyd Allen.
Yes.
Yeah, he's EFC, he's boxing, he's EFC.
Cross-pollinating.
Okay, so how is it? I said, okay, it's a story for another day. But
Let's discuss it.
No. Listen, it's a little bit, in my opinion, became more political.
Yeah.
So I left it like that.
Almost biased.
Yeah,
100%,
100% biased. I said it doesn't make sense. But anyway, I came back into the boxing. I performed. But now I'm 41. So I know if I have to say to BSA, I want to step into the ring, they'll make excuses. They will say, yeah, you're 41. Obviously, I'll bring the Zimbabwean license, which will, they think, but they've seen me fighting in MMA, a 7 years absence, perform amazingly. And it's a shame.
We actually got offered a fight against Ruan Fissa now.
Yes, okay, so we
But it
got
was a
offers to
joke.
fight against Ruben
was a
Fisa.
joke.
I think that was
Please
definitely was going to
elaborate.
happen.
No, it wasn't
Please
a joke.
elaborate.
The fight wasn't a joke. It was the purse that they offered him first to fight, and then they brought the purse. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It didn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
So this is
I said to Elvis,
this is the
let's
story.
worry about this
So
first.
this is the story, because these are facts. So no one's gonna get disrespected because they made their calculations.
Yeah.
I felt disrespected because I asked myself. I said, okay, I fight Fisa on Fifth Element, 2019.
Yeah.
I left MMA. I just lost the title to Andrew. So I never became champion.
Andrew van Zyl.
Yeah. Remember, I lost it. Yeah. So I didn't become champion. So I fight FISA, and I get offered AA amount of money, and I'm coming in as a challenger. I fight FISA. I beat FISA. That's 2019. They offer me FISA. I said, by all means, yes. I'll give him another run. He wants to come back, which is a perfect sense.
Take
Yes,
the
we're
dog
gonna
for
fight.
a walk again.
But I'm not thinking in my head. And for some reason, I phoned Leo. I said, what's the pace I'm being offered here?
A joke.
Now I'm a world champion in MMA.
Yes.
I've got so much following because I've built drum. I've done that.
Yeah.
I've beaten the man. I've given the man the chance to come and redeem himself. And they offered me less than half of AA. I'm like, how did I
more than half.
become world champion, make my name, 6 years later, lose half in value? How is that possible? It's not about money, but it's about the respect. How did you come to that number that I was here in 2019 and I was not a champion?
Yeah.
And now in 2025, 6 years later,
You're a champion.
I'm a world champion.
World champion.
I'm here. How did you come to that?
You know,
I just asked them, I said, how did you come to those
I
numbers?
said to Elvis, I said, you know what? Elvis, you're a single father. I said, you know what? You must look after yourself now first. Don't worry about these acts. Look after yourself. We worry about this fight. We fight DJ Nkasa. We beat him. We fight Luan Fissa. If they still want the fight.
They know the fight. So, the boxing fight. Chris Thompson, I'll fight all of them because I
know
believe,
you'll
I
fight all of
believe
them. Most probably
I
knock out
believe,
all of them.
like, whether they like it or not, when it comes to heavyweight boxing, I'm the gatekeeper.
Yes.
If they have got hope of any heavyweight even going to the top or even making, they must come.
You're
and
the
beat me.
African gatekeeper. I believe
They
that.
have to come and beat me. If you can't beat me, and then where are you going? They'll rather take me to Europe than take these boys, because they go there, they represent Africa. They being paraded as the best in Africa, and then they get there, they
Sad.
don't do us justice, man.
They don't do fighters justice. And in the beginning of this conversation, you know, there is a sense of fighter that always says it's not about the money, but Elvis being a single father, Elvis being a father, it has to also make sense. If it makes money, it makes sense. And being a champion, you have to be offered what you are worth.
Definitely. But obviously, I'm intelligent to
100%,
understand that we're in Africa, so it will be like it's sketchy. But also with this field, we appreciate the platform, that the doors that it opens for you.
Yeah.
You see, being on TV, now we're having this conversation. We're gonna get 1 million people, and you never know who's gonna be listening and what they might be interested in. Like it opens doors. So I really appreciate the road. I really love it. I'm just saying that there's a little bit of common sense that is needed somewhere. You know, like you need to have logic and say, if I'm gonna talk to that man, the least I can do is respect him.
Yes.
Yeah, if you come and devalue me, I'll ask you the question:
I've
when
had the
on
same
your
issues.
wealth did I
I've
lose
had
the
the
value?
same issue. I've had the same issues. We've been in boxing for many years, and you know, I'm currently campaigning in my third weight division, pursuing my third weight division world title and world accolades. And after
Exciting.
that, expanding more, because I can still gain some weight. You know, I can always gain some weight. There's another 3 divisions for me upstairs to go and conquer. But with all of this being said, I've also been through these things that you've been through. Both of us, we've been around for longer than these new fighters, these new come what may fighters. We are not journeymen. We are the veterans of the sport. We are the gatekeepers, not only the gatekeepers, but the true pride of fighting. And being devalued, for me to even start to explain to you some of the ridiculous offers that I have received from some promoters, you will laugh, but at the same time you will get angry. just hearing how they devalue a fighter to build their promotions. And it's like a lot of promoters nowadays are so intent on building their brand and underpaying fighters. And that is where it comes into, there's organizations that fight for boxers, for athletes.
Yeah.
There are organizations out there. I know this because my promoter serves on one of these organizations, the MPBPA, the National Professional Boxing Promoters Association. And I know that these guys have been in the background and in the boardroom fighting for fighters. Not fighting for their promotions, but fighting for fighters' rights, for fighters' value, for the value of a fighter, not only for the value of the fighter, but for the health of the fighter and maintaining the progress of fighters. This is what the MBPPA have been really, they've steadfast stood against a lot of attacks, a lot of discrimination, but they're still standing, and they're still standing strong, and they're accomplishing a lot of things. There's a lot of things
that's highly appreciated. Like that's very highly appreciated.
You know, even though sometimes a lot of times, not just sometimes, most of the times, things don't go as fast as we want them to. Us as fighters, we want to fight now. You know,
There's one question, Tommy.
Yes.
You get all these promoters, you get all these people on TV. No, they want to shine. They do so much for boxing. What do they do for boxing? That's the question. What do they do for boxing? We want to give back to the boxers. We don't want to make anything. We want to give something to those little amateurs that want to be professionals one day. We want to, you know what? The other day I was at the boxing tournament. They didn't even get medals. So what are they fighting for? It's heartbreaking.
And where will the inspiration come from now?
So you know what? Having Elvis by our gym, let me tell you, you can just see the light up in this kid's eyes when Elvis talked to them. He comes here for nothing. He doesn't ask me nothing. That's why my brother, yes, I love him so much.
Myself as well. A lot of love. I know how much you motivate the youth. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to be honest with you. Because you motivate me. You are older than me. I'm not going to say how much with age and stuff. Let's not let them think we're too old.
No, we're young men.
But just seeing you continually going, and obviously we follow each other on social media. You've seen me. I've always been busy. Through trials and tribulations. We keep busy. We face adversity, and we just keep pushing forward. And this is what's very important for the youth. And you are really a phenomenal example to the youth, both in MMA, in mixed martial arts, and in boxing. Elvis, I really, really, really applaud you for how persistent you have been through all of the attacks on your career. And as a fighter.
Yeah, I've said this many times on interview. I said, you know what? Inspiring fighters is one thing. But now, like you're saying, there's an organization with the promoters that are fighting for the fighters, which is what? My only plea to that organization will be, as much as it makes business sense to promote boxers and have the fighters that you promote, give other fighters an opportunity. Let me tell you why. The world is so used to African fighters coming to the world and losing. You see, Trikas now is driving them crazy. They don't know what to do with him because they didn't expect him to cause so much drama. They expected him to be another African that comes that side, loses, because our promoters have always sent the wrong people. They build the wrong fighters, never give opportunity to the right fighters. So when they take to the world that side, they take fighters that are weak. I was taken to Japan. He's never calling me Japan. Because they didn't expect an African.
They don't want you back.
Nobody. They don't want me back.
I'm serious.
I actually saw your fight in Japan.
I was taken to Switzerland. I heard the Swiss people being very, very racial, throwing buckles inside the ring. And I smashed that guy to pieces. And They announced in Dutch, no numbers, just say, and the winner, they just gave him the fight and he won the fight. We don't even know how he won the fight. But I retired the guy. Like, I retired him. He never boxed after that. I'm still going. I was his last fight. I retired. I broke everything to that guy. They still gave him a victory.
Wow.
And I'm not a person they want to call back because they're used to promoters from Africa sending mediocre fighters with perfect records to go and embarrass us that side.
Something that you just said, Dricus du Plessis, driving them crazy.
They don't know what to do about it.
You know, it's so spot on with what you said. They don't know what to do with him. Let's talk about this. I would like to hear your opinion, but I'm first going to ask you, Leo. The Khamzat Chimaev Dricus du Plessis, UFC 319. It's happening at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Dricus has got heart. He's got heart. He can fight. He's on the ground. My opinion, I think, I'm a Dricus fan. I am Dricus fan. I gaan nie op die draad sit nie.
Yeah.
I'm a Dricus fan. Comes out, they're another story.
Undefeated after
those
49
Russians are
outings.
another, but I think Dricus is going to take it. Really, really, I'm thinking so.
Elvis?
Khamzat doesn't stand a chance. He doesn't know how to fight.
Why do you say
he
he
does
doesn't?
not know how to fight. He only knows how to rush and grab. The unfortunate part with that, all the guys have been fighting and grabbing and tossing around. They're all light guys. Dricus is strong. You've got to understand. Dricus is strong. I think
And
Dricus
he's big for the weight.
He's
He's
strong.
big.
I think Dricus comes from. I'm speculating, but I think he comes from.
sparred with him.
He's
We sparred
102
with him.
kgs. I was with him in camp, so I know his camp is fucking massive. It's not my job to talk about it, but I know he's solid because I was in the camp there with him. I love experience at CAT there. Dricus is super strong.
Yeah.
You've got to understand. And as soon as that man handles Dricus, you will be surprised. Dricus has beaten the bigger guys. Adesanya, Whittaker, he's beaten big guys and made that comes that will be surprised.
Something.
I swear, if I bet there is no way Khamzat will come out of the first round with Dricus. And there's no way Khamzat.
You think so?
No, 100%.
The first round. So
But you know this game.
Mark my words. No. It's listen. It's
this
fighting.
is mixed martial
Listen,
arts.
it's
Same
fighting.
thing, man.
No,
Yeah.
listen, it's fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. this
I'm
game,
not
hey,
saying that there is no unfortunate event, but if we have to live by that, then we as fighters we have to stop talking about I'm
Yes.
gonna beat him up.
Yeah.
Because we have to think about that. So we don't care about that. That means nothing.
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
happens, you swing and you catch me, you caught me. But my intention is still the same.
Yes.
So on that level of there is no way Khamzat wins.
Dricus has been very effective in his rise to the championship, and since becoming champion, Dricus has been very effective with his team by executing his game plans. He's been doing that phenomenally. Every time they have a game plan, Dricus really executes his game plan.
I doubt he's
Very,
got a
very
game plan.
well.
Can I tell
I
you?
think Dricus is raw Afrikaner. He just goes in there to murder them. That's how it goes. He just goes in there to murder
You
them.
know, Elvis and I, we stole with the eyes, and we learned a lot. You know what? We're still learning. We've been fighting for many years, but we're still learning. And we stole with the eyes, and we saw the way they train is
Amazing.
it's another level.
'Cause-
It's
Wow.
different.
Because-
I've never trained like that in my life before.
Also,
When
Tommy-
we trained with Nick Durant before. It was amazing train, but now we got something better.
But also, you see, I say to people, I do new stuff for every camp.
Yes.
Tommy put me in any gym. I don't care who it is. I get in with my cup 3/4 full. I empty it. I walk into a gym as a champion. The moment I'm walking into the door, I empty my cup.
Yeah.
Come in with an empty cup.
Empty cup.
I
Wow.
refill it with whatever I find in that gym.
What great
That is what
insight.
old school does. I don't go around saying I'm a champion. You
I
can't.
know why I
you
love
can't
him
do
so much, eh? Hey, listen to his
So
words.
well spoken.
So I empty my cup and I come back. But you see, they don't know what to do. I crave for that opportunity. I crave for an opportunity like that, just to go out there and cross.
This is
Cause drama.
why I'm so graced by having you as my first guest, because there are questions that I would like to ask you. And I know if I want to ask you these questions, the country and the world wants to ask you these questions. I want to ask you, you come from boxing, you smack the guys around in South Africa in the boxing ring, you go to UFC, you become world champion, you just, in my opinion, I knew from the beginning Anthony Morel was not going to do anything to you. I knew that because I know you. And because knowing you and the fighter that you are. Now, sticking to this title, you're going to make your first defense September 11th on 2025 on 127
127, yeah.
EFC. You're going to make your first defense. After that, I know your goals are to become a UFC fighter and to become the UFC champion. Obviously, that is going to be a goal sticking in the UFC, sticking in the EFC for you. You're already an EFC world champion, but having the UFC belt and entering that arena, that league, there's also a certain type of league that brings. I know you're pursuing that. Could you share with me, and I know Leo already knows, but share with the fans.
Actually, at this stage,
What are the plans?
At this stage, Tommy, it's all about opportunities.
Okay.
I want an opportunity. I don't care whether it comes from PFL, it comes from the UAE, Saudi Arabia, it comes from America. I just want an opportunity. I want to go and cause drama, because I believe most of the fighters that have gone out there have done us injustice. And to get someone like me to go and cause drama is just to go and show them that Africans are not pushovers.
Yeah.
I'm training here in Africa. I'm eating here in Africa. I was in Japan. They were like looking at me like they were seeing Godzilla. Like, you from Africa? I said yes. Zimbabwe? I said yes. And I see that they've got this mentality that maybe I should be starving. I should be having my ribs out because of hunger. And they were surprised because I was weighing 130 kgs. So that's the first thing. I was massive, huge. So at this stage, Tommy, it's just an opportunity. I'll take it from anywhere. Number one, top of my list, I want to set my foot in the UAE. I just want to go and fight them, man. I just want to go and cause drama anywhere there where I can fight. But also, you might think I've got a big head. It's not big, it's small.
No.
Look at it.
Not at all, because
You
I
know,
personally know you.
If I had, because I know Francis Ngannou is doing PFL and is giving back to Africa.
I would love to see you in the ring with him.
I would love to box with him.
Especially after
I would love to box Francis.
Anthony
Because
Joshua.
I know he's a person who is like, that's an African man. Let me give him an opportunity.
Yeah.
And if he can get this,
Yeah.
I would like to get into a boxing ring with Francis in the UAE, fight in front of the Sheikh, cause dramas, just to watch two African warriors just pummel each other. We're
gonna elaborate on Francis Ngannou, his fights with Anthony Joshua and his fight with Tyson Fury when he crossed over to the boxing. I'm gonna elaborate on that, but I want to stick on this fact and on this topic, that you looking for him here in Africa. It's something that even myself, I've been playing with these thoughts in my mind. What if Elvis should get in the ring with Francis, or get in the octagon or the hexagon, however, get in the cage with Francis? What a wonderful fight that would be for Africa. For Africa, and obviously
that would be amazing. I even feel pity for the referee, because he would be like, what have I got myself into here?
What if the referee just makes a wrong step and runs into one of the two punches? Because Francis is he's a heavy hander. He's a heavy hander.
Yeah.
Look what he did to Stipe.
That is what I love about, like you watch Francis Ngannou, like you can't, he comes out, he tries to punch your head off. Like that's the type of fight. I'm a warrior, I'm a gladiator, my champ. I promise you, if I lived in the Rome times, I would have been some general of some killing army, because that's how much I love that.
Yeah.
And to fight someone like Francis, who's gonna try and punch your head off.
Yeah.
I think that would be the most exciting thing I can ever
Yeah,
face in my life.
because it's almost to me like Francis, when he gets into the fight, it's almost like he's got that, he punches out of fear, out of survival fear, that African survival fear that he punches with. Like
It's his last.
this is war.
Yeah.
It's almost like a gunfire. So yeah, Francis Ngannou he crossed over to boxing. He fought Tyson Fury, went the distance with Tyson Fury, lost on a split decision. Then he fought Anthony Joshua after that. Anthony Joshua laid him out, made a clear example of him. So I'm putting Francis Ngannou aside now. The world is talking and still wants to see, there's still some interest in Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Although both of them have been outboxed twice by Alexander Usyk, there's still a lot of interest in that fight. How do you guys see that fight going if it should possibly happen? Leo?
Tyson Fury. I think, yeah.
Why?
Nah. I just, his work rate, his power, I think he's just better. Eh?
Do you think he's stronger
Yes.
than Joshua?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, basically, I'm always been a Fury fan, and I think for Fury, Joshua is easy to hit. Joshua is strong. I will wish to sit ringside for Joshua versus Wilder. That's a fight that makes sense for me. Yeah, Joshua versus Fury, it makes sense for the British, but it's not that.
Wilder's last fight.
It doesn't matter. It's still Wilder versus. If they made Mark Tyson, if they made Mark Tyson versus Evander Holyfield in 1997, like
Yes.
how many years after? I promise you, Wilder Joshua, any time of the time, as long as they step into the ring and fight each other, it will be amazing.
Do you think Wilder still has that fight left in him?
Wilder has never had a fight, but he's proven that if you put him against someone who was trying to hit him, he fights. You see, he proved that against Fury, that you fight. But also, I think.
But then Big Bang Zhang?
He's big. Remember, Wilder comes in at 105. The Chinese
Especially
guy is huge.
fighting
man.
a bigger man, Wilder should have had that natural, that instinct and the thought process of, this is a bigger man, I got to punch up above my weight.
Yeah, punch up and then just try and move away from him. That guy is huge, man.
Okay, last question, both of you guys. For the betting men outside there, the guys who are going to be watching UFC 319, Chicago, Illinois, Dricus Duplessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. The betting way. How would you bet? How would you place your money? Elvis?
I'll put it first round, Trickers win.
Yeah, as well.
I'm actually going to go into that now.
So, I'm going to give my opinion. I'm going to go both. I'm going to just give my verdict on both. I see Dricus being the bigger man. I don't see the fight going the distance both ways.
Yeah.
If Dricus wins within the first 3 rounds by stoppage, he's the bigger guy. He definitely got the heavier hands. He showed that with he completely proved that with his improvement on the Sean Strickland fight. From the first fight to the second fight, he showed he's a better boxer. He picked it up, and he left Sean Strickland with a broken nose after the second fight. But Khamzat Chimaev, this guy is still undefeated as a UFC fighter. He's a Russian wrestler, and he's very good at his grappling. He also fought Robert Whittaker. And this is the thing. When he choked out Robert Whittaker, he didn't get his hand around his neck. He got his hand around his jaw and broke the guy's teeth out. Literally broke the bottom row of the guy's teeth out. And Robert Whittaker, he's a solid fighter. He was the gatekeeper for the championship fight. He was the gatekeeper. If the guy beats Robert Whittaker, he gets a title shot. Look what happened to Drickers. He beat Robert Whittaker, he got the title shot. So I think with Kamzat, if Kamzat wins this, the grappling that he has, the Russian wrestling style that he has, I believe it could help him in the fourth. He could
Fourth what?
fifth round.
But you had
In
me
the
saying that he's
later-
not coming out of the first round. Tommy, where are you going with this conversation?
But Leo also said this is the
Vietjivat.
fighting game. This is the
Vietjivat.
fighting game,
No.
and anything happens.
Kan ek sê weet jy wat?
Yeah.
Hulle weet nie wat ons weet nie.
I'm serious. He's not going out of the first round.
Yeah, I also
Tommy,
say
you're
that.
going to call me back here and invite me for this conversation.
Yes.
And say, how did you know that?
Yes.
I've got a sixth sense when it comes to these things. That man is impressive as it might sound that he broke somebody's teeth. He was broken. We take a street. I think Whittaker was already beaten by Drickers, and Drickers he shook his jaw and his teeth a little bit. So when it comes out of the first round.
I'm definitely looking forward to having you back and discussing this after this has happened. But also, I know that you've also got a fight to prepare for. And from South Africa and the African continent, I want to wish you all the best in your preparations for your fight, and I hope to see you victorious, because you are my friend, you are a champion, and you are surrounded by champions.
I will be victorious, my champ.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys taking the time. King Leo Gloss, the MMA veteran supreme, and then the EFC heavyweight world champion, Alves the Bomber Moyo.
And still the champion.
Thank you.